Alright, turn on the light.
Here you go.
Okay, you got a Sunpro Super Tac 2. How to hook it up to your Econoline van. E350, 150, 250.
And some F-Series trucks too.
And some F-Series trucks. If you don't have the factory tachometer gauge assembly, fine. This is a 99. Works for 97, 98. All throughout those years. I'm not sure when it won't work, when it quits. But this is a regular AutoZone bought Sunpro tack. You can get a bigger one, small one. You can use pretty much any tachometer that's aftermarket. I think this is a full wire tack. I had a complete video of how to hook it up. I decided not to post it.
I do have some clips we can insert in here of the wire code though.
Okay, we may or may not insert these clips. Now, how do you hook this tack up if you don't have a fucking distributor? A distributor. Well, you did a little research. There's a wiring harness section under the dash. First of all, come here. This tack has 4 wires, right? One of them's for the light bulb. The other one's for the power. The other one's for the ground. Obviously, you would hook up your ground to the chassis of the truck somewhere underneath the dashboard here. Find something, put it under a screw.
Like a metal plate under this?
What do you got? Whatever you got that's steel that grounds, okay? You can even hook it up to your stereo ground. Doesn't matter. Hook it up to your ground. The next one is finding a dimmer light for the light bulb so that you can dim this tachometer. How would you do that? Well, the headlight switch is right here, and the dimmer's set on that. Right behind here, there's a set of wires. I think I'll show you a video of the color of the wire for this headlight dimmer. It's a smaller wire. It dims all of these lights. You use those little alligator crimp ends, or those wire crimp ends, where you don't actually cut the wire. You just engage into the wire without severing the wire. And you put this wire, and so what you're doing is you're teeing into the wire. Okay? You do that for this switch to dim it. Then you hook your positive to your battery. That would obviously not go to the battery. That would go to the auxiliary on when the vehicle is running. You don't want the tachometer to stay on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you would only do it to the ignition on wire. I opted to use a stereo wire. A stereo has a wire that is positive constant and positive ignition only. I got it hooked to the positive ignition only. That means when the ignition is off, the tachometer is not receiving power. Okay? Now, next wire is your green wire. Signal wire. That's where you need to find a distributor to hook it to. Well, if you got a 5.4 liter like I do, you don't have one of those. You don't even have a distributor. In fact, I don't think you can get a distributor unless you get some guy who homemade one. But good news is it's actually easier than hooking it up to the distributor if you know the right place to look. Now, let's make sure that we're accurate and our tachometer works. Okay, lights on, tach's dim. I got a dimmer bulb in it on purpose because of nighttime. $2,000, $5,000, dropping back down.
Idle.
Yeah, it should drop down lower than that once it warms up fully. It should run around 600 to 700 RPMs. That's Ford's factory running speed for idle. All right, and as you see, it dims. All right, isn't that beautiful? All right, now, how did we do this? Well, let's take a look. My offensive coffee mug here. All right. If your butt hurt by the coffee mug, I probably don't care if you watch my videos anyway, which is good. Anyway, I don't need to explain heritage, right?
No.
Anyway, what difference does it make? Listen, we're here to learn, right? Not to be biased, right? So here's a green wire coming from the tachometer, right? Factory green wire coming from the tach. Here's a set of wires. Let's show where we actually are in reference to the vehicle. And there's that flag again. Okay, it's called a battle
That
flag.
nasty flag.
Yes, that's not a Confederate flag. It's called a battle flag.
And no, you might not have this on your truck.
That's right. And it was made by a Native American female related to Pocahontas. Okay. General PGT Beauregard and a bunch of other generals decided that that was the St. Andrew's Cross, and they would discern it into a battle flag. This flag is a sign of rebellion, being rebellious, for countries who don't like being oppressed. It's not just used in America. Okay, just a little history lesson for you. But anyway, battery, etc. Front of your regular E-Series. Got that? There's a cluster.
Brake booster.
Yeah, brake booster. There's a clusterfuck of wires under here, just like some of the trucks. Same thing. You got wires under here. Ford, for some reason, doesn't always wrap these up. Mine weren't wrapped up. They were exposed like this. Okay, I hope this helps you guys.
Yeah, I got it.
Now, there is a specific wire that you are looking for. There are two that look alike.
See,
Okay.
there's the blue clip that we use.
Right. You see how we use that little clip that clips in and I was telling you T into the wire? It's a white wire with a pink line. You
They
see
call
that?
it the CPO wire or something like that.
Okay. Now, if you look, there's two of those fuckers.
Yep, you got your hand on it right now.
I got my hand on one. That's not the right one, but it's the identical color of the other wire.
Right next to each other.
I hooked up the tack to that one first, and I got a pulsing in the tachometer. That is not the correct wire. The wire right next to it, or behind it, is another exactly the same color wire. Hooked into that one, and voila! Tack registered, operated properly, and there are no problems with the vehicle. And the tachometer never malfunctioned, and I never got a check engine light, and I got no droppage in voltage anywhere that's necessarily needed, and all seems well and all works right. So, this is how you put a tachometer in a
E-Series van.
on an E-Series van, 150, 250, 350, whatever, 450, box truck, whoever has and wants to put a tachometer, okay? And a tachometer is actually nice in these kind of vehicles because it's nice to know what your V8's doing. Now, of course, if you have an 07 like this one, you already have a factory tack in it. Forget trying to switch it out the tack, the whatchamacallit, with a F-Series truck and see if it actually works and all that, because I don't think that you can switch an F-Series tack instrument cluster into an E-Series van. I'm not sure. I've heard of people trying to do this. I don't think it works out very well. I'm not sure. They just don't look the same to me. And I'm not sure if the plugs line up. They may. I may be wrong. But that's how you hook up an aftermarket tack. And does it really look like shit? Not really. Did I lock this thing again? Here, show it through here so I can see. As you can see, the tack doesn't look all that bad. I took the chrome bezel and actually hit it once with some light black and caused it to be like a brushed finish. Of course, it's all dusty and shit right now, but when it's cleaned up, it doesn't look bad and it doesn't shine in your face. So, it turns out good. The only thing I'm not pleased with is the fact that it has a white background to it. I wish it had a black background with white lettering.
Or even better, a same color headlight. I mean, some same color light.
I already tried to change the light bulb out to a green light bulb. It doesn't turn out so well, so don't try that. It didn't really work. I've tried all the sizes. I even tried the little Toyota boot covering that's green that you can get for the 90s Toyotas that have a green little boot covering for the bulb. It just really doesn't do any justice for the tachometer.
Now, hold on, I might be able to actually find that wire underneath.
What, the one that's going to the headlight switch? Because that's the second hardest wire.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
Actually pull out the headlight switch. What you're looking at is we're right underneath the dashboard on the driver's side, right by the damn brake pedal, right by the emergency brake pedal, and we're underneath the headlight switch. All we did was tie in underneath there. We didn't actually take the switch out. If you look up there, we turned our hands into tiny little Japanese hands, and we reached up in there with a pair of needle nose and we crimped it on that wire. Do you see that wire that we probed?
It's like indigo with a red stripe or some shit like that.
Why are you saying indigo? Tell people what color that is.
Blue.
Okay, because people don't know what indigo means.
It's like a purplish shade of blue.
Okay, and it's a thinner wire than the others, right?
Yes.
I mean, there are some other thin ones, but it's not a fat wire, right?
But yeah, you can tell that white wire there is thick.
The white wire is coming from the tachometer. That's a light bulb wire. The other wire is an indigo. Indigo and what color?
Red stripe.
Okay, you got me saying that shit. Blue with a red stripe. Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Now,
And the rest is
film
self-explanatory.
as you're walking out from underneath the truck so people get a reference to where you were. Brake pedal, all that bullshit.
Right up in there.
Straight up and down. You can pull this crap off if you want to and reach it easier, or you can do like I did and turn your hands into mini Japanese hands and reach up in there. Courtesy to the Japanese. Thank you for the pair of needle nose and crimp onto it, and it works. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you watching the video. Don't thumb it up. Don't like it. Don't do nothing.
Don't subscribe.
Don't subscribe. Just use this information.
Just learn.
Yeah, just learn, pay it forward, and keep your filthy, shitty little comments to yourself about my battle flag, which is a sign. You know what? Let's trigger some more assholes. Right there. Stick it in their face.
Oh, look.
Oh, shit, I'm triggered. He's racist. Guess what? I got a black friend that wears that shit. How you like that? Oh, he's an Uncle Tom, a sellout. It's not even a he, it's a she. How you like them apples?